Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be sharing my thoughts on the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser that has recently opened up at Walt Disney World. First off, let's discuss the price, which is clearly a very hot topic when the Starcruiser is mentioned. The price tag is around $4,800, and that's for two guests sharing a cabin during non-peak times. And that price can actually go up to $6,000, and that's for four people in one cabin. Both of those prices are for a two-night stay. It is incredibly expensive to stay here. Because of that, only the highly obsessed, kind of die-hard Star Wars fans will be prepared to pay that much. However, I do also think that for the majority of people, this will either be a once-in-a-lifetime thing or it just won't be an option for them at all because of the high price tag. Of course, it's perfectly fine for Disney to have hotels and experiences that are on the more expensive side, but let's face it, not too many people can afford to pay either $4,800 or $6,000 for only a two-night experience. And there is no flexibility on how long you can stay either. The hotel only offers two-night stays due to the very strict structure of the storyline. So, to put that price into a bit more of a kind of perspective, I suppose, for me, an international guest, because I am from the UK, I'm not from the USA, I can stay for 2 weeks at Walt Disney World and pay about $6,000. And that includes my flights to get over to Disney World, and I can stay at somewhere like the Floridian. So one of your top premium hotels for 2 full weeks for that price. That gives me like a massive perspective on just how much that experience is for just 2 nights. It is pretty crazy. But look, this won't all be me ripping on this experience. I like the look of the rooms, but they do look small, and the fact that there are no real windows could make you feel claustrophobic and as though you're lacking fresh air. I mean, I understand why there are no real windows, because that would, of course, ruin the illusion of being in space. But I feel like the lack of natural light and the lack of fresh air could possibly be an issue for some people. Honestly, the Halcyon in general seems quite claustrophobic, particularly when everyone on the ship is called into one room, which is usually the atrium. The food on offer seems very otherworldly, but it seems to have this kind of homely feel, which is completely fine, it's whatever. The characters are very talented. The actors, actresses, whatever you want to call them, they certainly make the experience what it's meant to be. So I do have to give the characters praise for their skills. Something else that I picked up on is that there doesn't seem to be any typical hotel amenities like a pool, for example. So once you're in there, you literally devote your entire stay to the story, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if that's what you want or if that's what you're expecting from this experience. If you're an introvert and maybe you're a little bit shy like me, then by the looks of things, you probably won't get the most out of your experience. The experience definitely seems to be targeted more for the die-hard Star Wars fans that are extroverts, that are comfortable with all of the character interactions and the crowds, particularly, like I said earlier, in the atrium area of the hotel. That seems to be where most of the action takes place. At the end of the day, they are calling every single person that are on the ship into that one room, that one area. So, yeah. The experience is built in a way that you need to talk to people, you need to talk to the characters, and you need to be quite confident to just get stuck in and fully immerse yourself into what you're doing. There does seem to be a bit of a hectic nature to the experience. There's things constantly going on around you. So if you're wanting, like I said, a more chilled experience, this won't be the hotel for you. This is not the experience for you. By the sound of it, it's not a necessity to take part in the story at all, but if you don't take part, then you definitely won't be getting your money's worth at the Starcruiser. Once on board the Halcyon, it appears as though the story is the main attraction, the story is priority, and that is final. Your vacation will be completely controlled by the story that's taking place, so you have to be willing to accept that and allow yourself to be immersed within that. So because of the story being the priority, you may not have much time to do what you'd like to do. if you need or want some downtime, for example, there's not much time for that in the schedules. It doesn't appear to allow much downtime. And for example, if you're someone who has maybe a specific health condition who needs that downtime, or if you have a young baby in your party, for example, that of course will need some downtime, that baby needs to be fed, it needs to be cared for, things like that. This, I don't think, will be suitable for you just because the scheduling seems very, very tight. And if you have any amount of downtime, you will miss something. It does seem like a very unique experience, but only for those who can afford it and for those who are willing to fully immerse themselves into the experience. Honestly, I'm not sure on the longevity of this experience. I mean, think about it. Once those who are willing to pay for a trip on the Halcyon have been and gone, and for many, their once-in-a-lifetime experience is over and done with, it's finished with, I just don't know if the hotel will be profitable for Disney in the long run. I mean, in order for a hotel to be profitable, it relies on returning guests. And I'm a little concerned that Disney's target audience for this experience either can't afford it or can only afford to do it once. Plus, you've got to bear in mind that the Starcruiser is targeting a very specific niche audience here, which is, of course, the hardcore Star Wars fans. And that's what makes it different to other premium hotels on the Disney World property. Hotels like the Contemporary or the Floridian, which are both premium hotels in Disney World, they're very expensive, but they are attracting a wider audience. Whereas the Starcruiser solely targets hardcore Star Wars fans. And that, like I said, it's a very niche audience for an entire hotel to be based off of and to be targeted towards. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out in the coming years, to see if Disney make any changes to this experience, to see if this will be profitable for them long term. Because right now, personally, in my eyes, I'm not too sure how this is going to play out for Disney. What do you think? Let me know. Do you think that they can make this work? Do you think that this is a waste of money? Do you think that this will not be profitable for them? Would you stay at the Star Wars Starcruiser Hotel? Let me know. If you're new here, subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.